Okay, so in this video, we are going to go through and just add a little bit more believability to this particular prop. And what I want to do is I want to perturb the surface with some noises in here. So what I'm going to do is let's start with something like the top up here. So when we have our final version here that we created, let's process it through another set of nodes that will kind of just mess up the uniformity a little bit. So what I'm going to do is drop down a mountain node first, and you can see that that really messes it up, right? And you can control the height and stuff like that, but you know, it's really hard to control, and that's just because the mountain node will displace the geometry based off the normals. Okay, so what we need to do is actually do this in a couple steps. We need to create some normals that are in a very specific direction. Okay, so I'm going to drop down a point node here, and for the normal, I'm going to add a new normal. And what I want to do is I just want to set it to, let's just say 1 in X and 0 in the other component. So this is X, Y, Z. So I'm setting the normal, and you can see now that they're all pointing in the X direction. So now when I use that normal node, I mean the mountain node, excuse me, let's turn off the normals there. You can see it's only disturbing it in that X direction, which is cool, which is exactly what we want. We don't want all that kind of inflation look to everything. So I'm just going to go change the size here, because really I just want this to be really subtle, right? I just don't want the uniformity, right? So I just want something that looks like it's, you know, kind of bent. You know, some of the woods might be bent from moisture and stuff like that. So there we go. That's pretty good there. And then I'm going to copy and paste this again. And what we'll do is we will do let's do the Y this time. So 0 and 1 like so. Now you can see it perturbed it on the Y direction. So again, I want to just kind of decrease that noise. And so what we'll do is we'll create a parameter in our proto parameters here. So let's go and edit the parameter interface here. And I'm going to add, actually, instead of adding the float this way, let's go and add it, whoops, from here. So I'm just going to click and drag this guy into the, oh, all right, that's for when we actually have an official digital asset. So I do need to put my own float in here. So this is going to be a noise amount, and we'll say noise amount. And I'm just going to have this one value drive everything else. So it's going to be from 0 to like 0. Actually 0.1 or 0.1, sorry. And our default is going to be 0.12. So let's actually put the range up to something like 1, 0 to 1. And accept, and I'm going to copy that parameter now. So noise amount, let's copy this guy, and we'll put it into that mountain node. And so all the noises, or all of our mountain nodes, are going to be controlled with that amount. So there we go. So you can see this kind of warping that's happening. And we can change that element size, so you just get a little bit of warping, you know. That's too much, obviously, for this particular type of prop. Cool. And I don't know if we really need anything for the Z, but might as well put it in there. And let's just see what it does. Okay. So here, again, we just create those normals, and it goes and perturbs it for us. So now we're doing it in just the Z direction. So that's pretty good. So let's see how we did. So let's actually merge it into the main model. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And we are getting some issues here. So what we need to do is do it at a different step, right? Because it's warping it so much. It's actually offsetting the whole thing. So what we want to do is make this into a subnet. So I'm just going to hit Shift C again. And we'll call this our noise. All right, and let's just wiggle it out of there. And what I'm going to do is actually put this Where are all these guys? So yeah, let's do it here at this phase. Let's see what we get. We'll go there, because that's actually setting it appropriately. And there we go, much better. So now it is interpenetrating a little bit here and there. But on the whole, you know, it worked out pretty good. You just kind of decrease that height a little bit, because I just want it to be a subtle effect. So just a little bit, you know. And we can go and we can reuse that over and over again now on everything else. So let's go and just copy this here. Copy this noise node. And what I'm going to do is, let's do that to these guys here. Actually, we'll do it up here. So that gives us a little bit more. So you can see it's really subtle, but it will really help out, you know, the final product, because it won't just feel like it was created in a CG package. And because now we can just create these reusable subnets here, we can just go in and apply the effect to everything. So this one was on the plank there. So let's do this to these guys. There we go. And now we're good to go. So now I've got it kind of damaged, and we have a global control now, right? So we can take this global control and really take a look at, see how this is going to look. Obviously, if you go too far, it's going to, you know, really damage it up, but I just want that subtle effect. All the variation helps. Cool. All right, so that's what I wanted to show in this video. We're doing pretty good. So I think in the next video, we're going to get our UVs laid out for each of the parts and pieces. And then we got to move on to the nails for everything. And then we'll be pretty good. We also got to do the straps and stuff. So anyways, that is how I like to go about, you know, adding some just random noise and features so it doesn't feel so straight and uniform. Do a little more. Really subtle, but it's working. Cool. All right. Thanks so much.